Welcome to Formula Drift Japan, round one here at Suzuka Twin Circuit.
Yeah, so a great set of qualifying yesterday. Now we're into the top 32. The weather is tremendous. The track is extremely dry now. An exciting way to kick off the first round of Formula Drift Japan.
Taguchi's buy run, of course, the cars do need to complete one buy run to prove that their car is functional. Okay, here we go. So our first battle of the top 32 here at Formula Drift round one. So the first real battle of 2017. We have Hayashi in the left in the Toyota 86, Masuda on the right in the Shark J690. Here they come. This time Hayashi leading, Masuda following. Hayashi very deep into the outer zone. Masuda right behind him. Watch the switch here as they go around the second inner clip over the finish line. We're going to send these two guys again. Masuda on the left will be leading. Hayashi on the right will be following. The lead car has to go through the little chicane there. See there? Masuda having trouble with chicanes in previous competitions sometimes. Okay, once again, Masuda staying a long way off the wall. Hayashi getting out there, but falling a long way back as a result. Hayashi putting a lot of emphasis on getting into that outer zone, the second outer zone in front of the judging stand. So here we go. So we have a result for these two. So for one more time. One judge to Hayashi. And one to Masuda. We have an absolutely split decision there between these two. We're going to have our next battle. Ichiyanagi versus Masuyama. Masuyama on the right. Masuyama, young guy, 24 years old. Building a brand new car for this Formula Drift spec, which means a 2JZ with a dog box in it. Yeah, watch this entry. Both drivers, good line for these guys. Masuyama falling a little bit back, but manages to catch up. Both of them right on the limiter. You go around second inner clip and over the finish line. Fairly consistent distance between these two for the entire run. Right, so here we go, second run now. Masuyama leading. Ichiyanagi following, good angle there. Masuyama, that's what we want to see. That's the sort of thing we really want to see. But what's the rest of this run? They have to complete the rest of this run now. Masuyama pulling away slightly from Ichiyanagi with slightly more angle at the same time. So we see Masuyama on the left, so we have one. The left car is the teal colored S15, the one on the right, Ichiyanagi, is the yellow 1V8. As we can see their result there. Wataru Masuyama heading on through to the top 16. Next two drivers, Yamashita versus Hubert Lee. Hubert very keen to expose himself to the world of Japanese drifting and learn from that, but it's talk about being thrown in the deep end. Yamashita in the lead car, dominating this run against Hubert Lee. Of course, Hubert's car not too far off in spec. All right, here we go, second run now. Gets a clean start this time. Hubert Lee leading, Koichi Yamashita following. So it looks like a fairly safe entry there, but good angle from Hubert Lee. But Koichi Yamashita, really, you can see he's really modulating speed on his car. He's almost having to sort of hold it back. See, they're almost having to hit the brakes over the finish line. So the results are going to be fairly obvious here. 1, 2, 3 judges in favor of Koichi Yamashita. So this is the one more time battle between Hayashi and Masuda. So once again, Hayashi in the Toyota 86. Still powered by a boxer engine, albeit a Tomei boxer engine. Followed by Masuda. Here we go. Nice early entry from Hayashi. Lot of angle from Hayashi in the lead car. Masuda having to sort of wobble around a bit to try and maintain his distance. But still not a bad following run there from Masuda in the Shark. Look at the rear end of it. There's very little Toyota left in that car. Here we go. Second run now this time. Masuda on the left of screen leading. Nice entry, great following run here from Hayashi. Look how close he is to the rear of Masuda's car. But once again, Masuda pulling away, Hayashi sort of falling back slightly. I think when Masuda's car needs to put the power down, he can definitely do it. So we have 1, 2, 3 in favor of Masuda in the Shark JZX90 Mark II. Okay, our next battle now. Kazumi Takahashi. He'll be going up against our other Chinese competitor here today, James Tang. Right, here we go. First battle now between Takahashi and Tang. Takahashi leading, Tang following. Here's the entry. Okay, great lead run so far from Takahashi. James Tang, quite a long time on the handbrake there, trying to adjust his position, resulting in him falling back a fair way. And here they go, second one now. This time, James Tang leading, Takahashi following. Here they come down the straight. Let's watch the entry from these guys. Tang, a very conservative straight run. I think he's playing it as safe as he can. But Takahashi positioning his car almost perfectly through the through the first inner clip over the finish line there. So we have a result here. So 1, 2, 3 in favor of Kazumi Takahashi in the green JZX 100. He'll be moving on to the top 16. Kanta there, only 17 years old, going up against Tamagawa, much older, much more experienced guy in the JZA 80 Supra. So Tamagawa will be leading. Kanta will be following. Here we go, here's the entry. Fairly conservative entry for both these guys. A lot of angle for the lead car, Tamagawa. We saw that in the first battle there, but this time Kanta Yanaguda leading, Tamagawa following. Like a much better lead run there from Yanaguda in the S13 Silvia. Okay, I think maybe a little bit too much limiter there for the lead car. The results are going to go 1, 2, 3. Yoshichika Tamagawa in the Supra. He'll be moving on. Ready to go to that next battle now. Seimi Tanaka. He's up against Tetsuya Iha in this brand new build, the GS Crown. For our overseas viewers, the Toyota Crown. If you have Crowns in your countries, this is the latest version of it. If you don't have a Crown, if you have another car called a Crown in your country, it's a similar sort of car to that. So there we go, lead run already, really aggressive in this lead run from Seimi Tanaka. Great line from the lead car. A little bit of a tweak there, setting his car up to flick it hard into the second inner clip over the finish line. If you have, that's why Team Orange wears fluorescent orange racing gloves. Okay, here we go. Next run now. This time Iha leading, Tanaka following. Watch the follow run from Tanaka. Let's see how close he can get to Iha. Wow. So Seimi Tanaka, maybe not quite as aggressive as we would have liked to see, especially from him, or we're expecting from him. Yeah, it is very possible to pass there cleanly. Okay, so we have a result 1, 2, 3 judges in favor of Seimi Tanaka. All right, next two drivers now. Nakamura versus Horino. Nakamura literally means, well, the kanji means middle town. So I guess there's a lot of towns in Japan back in the day. Okay, here we go. So Nakamura leading. Very, very, very shallow line from both these guys. Big straight from Horino in the S15. So an incomplete run there for Jin Horino. This car, you can see there, the S15 Silvia being driven by Jin Horino. So we have a result there. So Horino is actually retiring his car. Something has broken on it. So we have the Nakamura returning, completing his second run. Has to complete his second run by himself. There you go. Okay, so moving on to the top 16. Nakamura in the Supermade S14/180SX. the work here and the skill here. So people have sort of settled into their jobs or their new study positions, and they sort of feel like the pressure's been off a bit, so they've probably got a bit of time to come out and chill out here. Here comes our next battle. We just saw there before Yokoi do his bye run. Here comes our second round now. Yamamoto versus Imamaeda. Yamamoto RX-7 leading, Imamaeda S14 following. They're great angles from both these guys. Very, very shallow understeer from the following car, Imamaeda. In that same spot. You notice that it's the same spot that we saw there before. Jin Hirino, that's where he lost his drift too. And I keep saying it, the most important part, the key of this track is that first inner clip. If you have your car set up for that part of the track, you can get the rest of it right. Of course, the entry is also very important too, the outer zone, but if you can get that right and then set your car for the rest of the track, you're gold. But that's looking like a difficult job for Imamaeda, the lead car now. Here's what we want to see. This sort of run he should have done his first run. Imamaeda, great lead run this time. He's just switched it on somehow, but nevertheless, Yamamoto in the RX-7 following him around the entire way. But like, as you said, with that incomplete, it's going to be a fairly one-sided result here. 3 judges in favor of Junji Yamamoto in the FD RX-7. He'll be moving on to the top 16. Okay, lining up our next battle now. Shinji Minowa is up against Saito in the S15 Sylvia. Here we go, lead run. Now Shinji Minowa performing very well yesterday, very consistent yesterday. It's a little bit of a damp lead run there for Shinji Minowa. Second half looking okay, but not the consistent Minowa that we're used to seeing in yesterday's practice and qualifying. Of course, guys like Minowa we saw yesterday in qualifying. His first run not that great, second run quite good. Able to adjust himself, so he should be able to perform a bit better this time. But of course, Saito going to do his best to keep him off his tail. But good lead run from Saito. Actually, if that was a qualifying run from there from Saito, that would have been a very good run. But that wasn't a qualifying run. He had to contend with Shinji Minowa on his tail. There we go. So we have the result now. 1, 2, 3 in favor of Shinji Minowa. So Shinji Minowa knocking out Shinichiro Saito in the S15 Sylvia, moving on to the top 16. Now Mike not in the humble RX-7. The quad rotor, he had some issues with that in practice and qualifying yesterday. Long story short, the intake manifold was warped and they weren't able to fix it in time. It was sucking air into the intake through a small gap in the gasket, and it was just not running right. But luckily, Mike being the guy he is, managed to find a loaner. This car here belonging to a local driver called Fujinaka. And it's a 3-rotor, so he's had to take a bit of a pay cut to drive the 3-rotor, but nevertheless, here we go. Mad Mike Gaudet leading. Yeah. And Mike, what was that? Was that a bit of a miss of a shift? That's quite unusual. He looked very, very comfortable in that car yesterday.
Mike will be charged with that incomplete run, and depending on what happens with the vehicle here, he will either go back and try to chase down Hiroshima, or potentially it looks like we are getting a signal saying, I don't know if that means the car's not starting.
Well, that particular, when Japanese people make that X symbol with their hands, it just means basically she's done. Of course, he still has the opportunity to go back out if he can fix it. The 5-minute rule. Here we go, next battle now. Similar looking cars, Andrew Gray leading. Yoshiaki Shinozaki following. There we go, big body battle. Spin from Shinozaki in the following position.
Well, there's definitely a reason why Andrew Gray is your defending Formula Drift Japan champion, and it's for lead runs like that.
So we do have confirmation. Unfortunately, Mad Mike is out. So all Hiroshima has to do is complete one run. So we just saw there in that battle between Gray and Shinozaki tagging the wall, knocking over the second outer zone marker. you can see there, notice that his exhaust coming loose. That's going to need to be reattached.
Sunflower.
Well, there you go, exactly. Yeah, some sort of hippie racing team. But here we go, this run here. Saito leading. Iizuka very aggressive. Understeer, big understeer and a spin from Iizuka. Iizuka very aggressive on his following run, but driving beyond his ability there. So as you mentioned, Ryan, he has one more. The only chance he has right now is to cause a one more time is for Saito to have an incomplete run. So I don't know if he can somehow psych out Saito. Not sure if that'll happen because Saito is a very consistent driver. Driving very aggressively here too. You can see there right in front of the judging stand, Iizuka looking backwards to see if Saito was still there. That was a bit of an odd entry there by Iizuka. So Saito there on the right of the screen. There we go. 1, 2, and 3 in favor of Iko Saito. So that unfortunate understeer there for Kazuya Iizuka. So second run now between Shinozaki on the left there, Andrew Gray on the right. Of course, Shinozaki running a bit too wide, tagging the tyre wall in front of the judging stand in his first run, knocking off his exhaust hanger. Has done that. Going to be leading this run against Gray. Gray with the advantage. Here we go, the initiation. Good initiation for both these guys. And it's going to be a spin. Wait. I thought, is this meant to be drifting or sort of a, you know, what do you call it?
Ballet?
No, ballet or
Demo?
yeah, like a driving demo. Almost 100% said that that would be Andrew Gray moving on to the top 16. Here we go, 1, 2, and a 3 in favor of Andrew Gray from Scotland via Japan. Daichi Oshiro. Now, Oshiro, yesterday, some of the most aggressive, consistently aggressive runs of the entire competition. Really, really good driver, very confident in this car, also seemingly very confident on this track. But not a local driver, Oshiro all the way from Okinawa. He's up against Kazama of Kazama Auto. He's the boss of Kazama Auto.
Oh, buddy.
And we're seeing that, again, that sort of entry we're talking about. Falling a bit short though. The second run out, Kazama versus Oshiro. Kazama leading, Oshiro following. Much more conservative lead run there for Oshiro. All right. Now, is this going to be...
Up.
Now, is this going to be deemed as Kazama's entry was too slow and shallow, causing Oshiro to spin? Is it going to be a forced error? One thing I'd like to point out, we saw that Kazama, now this is something that people who are sort of new to drifting and are trying to learn all about it, we have seen some other cars in that particular part of the course. You might think, well, they straightened up because their wheels straightened up. That's not necessarily the case. If the car is still drifting, like as if the car is still sliding, the car is still at a slip angle, it's getting sort of technical, but if the car is still, the attitude of the car is still a drift attitude, even if the wheels can straighten up a bit, that can still be considered a drift. Whereas what we just saw there with Kazama, the car did indeed wobble back the other way. Like the car did wobble back, and then he had to start again. That's the sort of thing we're talking about when we talk about runs being opposite drift.
So let's just explain this here, because obviously what that means from the judge's standpoint is one judge thought that the first run was even, essentially, and the other two judges thought that Kazama had it going in his favor, because they did officially give both drivers what amounts to a 0
Right.
or an incomplete on the second run.
Right.
So that goes back to the first run and the comparison between the lead and the chase there. So 2 judges giving it to Kazama, 1 judge saying that it was too close to call. So officially it's going to Kazama, but it was quite, for lack of a better term, not
Not the prettiest.
not the prettiest all the way around. So this is our final buy run. Miyoshi was the driver that, before we started broadcasting, had a very vicious crash in outer zone number 2.
Yep.
Damaged the car beyond repair, and he was to face Neon in the round of 32. He's not able to do that, so Neon will get the automatic win here. He will have the bye, and he will be facing Kazama in the top 16.
So this is the buy run for Neon.
Man, he really has improved. He really has improved. He still gets he can get a little pitted from time to time and do some crazy stuff, but I've been really excited to watch his development and growth in the sport.
The hilarious non-functional blower scoop there. There we go. First battle of the top 16. Taguchi leading. Nice entry from both these guys. So nice clean lead run there from Taguchi. Here we go, second battle there between Masuda and Taguchi. Masuda leading. They come up through the gears down the front straight. First, second, third gear. Watch the handbrake pulls. Both cars fairly wide there through the first inner clip. Taguchi keeping a fairly consistent distance. Maybe slowly catching up to Masuda. We have the result here. Let's see which way they swing. Andy Yen, Robbie Nishida, Ryan Lantane. 1, 2, and 3, all in favor of Kazuya Taguchi in the yellow Up Garage sponsored S15 Sylvia.
Not gonna happen.
Snoopy was stabbed by a speeder. Okay, next battle now. Yamashita leading, Masuyama following. Yamashita, one of the OG drivers here. Masuyama, one of the young guns. And using that energy very appropriately in the first couple of corners, but falling back on the second half of the course. Okay, here comes the second run with these 2 guys this time. Masuyama leading, Yamashita following. So quite a shallow line for the lead car. Now watch the follow car, watch Yamashita keep up with him and reel him in towards the finish line. You can see there. So here we go. Result for this battle. Masuyama versus Yamashita. 1, 2 judges and 3 judges in favor of Koichi Yamashita in the Weld Work Wheel JZX100 Mark II. He'll be moving on to the Grade 8. Takahashi versus Tamagawa. Takahashi leading. Nice early entry from Takahashi.
Oh boy.
Here we go. That's it. He's ticking all the boxes. Zone. Literally in the zone. From the hash here at Suzuka. Okay, second one now. Tamagawa super leading. Takahashi following. Not quite as deep as Takahashi in the lead. Still not a bad run. Nice, a lot of angle going around the 2 inner clips. So, we have a result there. Takahashi, Andy Yen, Robbie Nishida, Ryan Lantane, all 3 judges in favor of Kazumi Takahashi in the green JZX100 4-door. This is your next battle. Seimi Tanaka there in the S15 Sylvia versus Nakamura. No, not Naoki Nakamura, it's a different Nakamura. In the S14 Sylvia, here we go. Both these guys, local drivers. Seimi Tanaka, one of the most aggressive guys, pulling away from Nakamura. Nakamura doing what he can to try and get some points. Nakamura right on the limiter there, but the car is not accelerating forward like it should be. Here we go, second run there between these 2. Seimi Tanaka following this time. Now Nakamura, we did have some mechanical problems from him. That's why we had to have that break. So it looks like he doesn't have any excuses. The car looks like it's running fine, but look at Semi Tanaka doing hundreds of tiny little minute adjustments with the steering wheel, the accelerator. Yeah, that was a really, really good following run from him there. So 1, 2, and 3 in favor of Semi Tanaka in the blue S15 Silvia. Our next battle, Junji Yamamoto versus Masashi Yokoi. Yamamoto, the only rotary remaining in the competition after Mad Mike stepping out in the top 32. So rotary fans, here's your guy. But for everyone else, watch Yokoi. Very early entry for Yokoi, very deep, high speed. Can Yamamoto keep up his speed? See there, he's having to adjust his line, center punching the inner clip, sending it flying. Made by a fairly famous action sports camera maker, which is it's been blocked from viewing in Japan because they flew a drone next to Tokyo Tower, which is illegal. Okay, we go. Next battle between these two, Yamamoto and Yokoi. Live stream viewers, that is a chase run. Yokoi.
As you can see, all three judges looks like they're going unanimous.
So there you go. So this is the sort of thing that separates guys like Yokoi from the rest of the field. Oh, I must have missed that. Who was that?
I will tell you after this.
Okay, here we go. Second run now this time. Shinji Minowa leading. Hirashima in S15 following. Okay, good lead run so far. Winding on lots of angles. Shinji Minowa. Hiroshima quite shallow in his angle, following behind Shinji Minowa.
Okay, the answer to the trivia, it was Mark Landerville at the Canadian round last year.
At the Canadian, was the Canadian entry sort of odd in some way? It was similar to this, wasn't it?
No, I don't think so.
Whoa.
Oh boy.
Okay. Have an off track for Hiroshima.
That got a little hairy there for a second.
It did. He bailed out. It didn't look like a mechanical problem. There we go. 1, 2, 3 to Shinji Minowa. Here comes our next run at the big body battle. Andrew Gray. See, they're leading. Ikuo Saito will be following in the first run. The first run now, Andrew Gray leading, Ikuo Saito following. Huge angle from the following car. Little bit of a stall there for Ikuo Saito. The second half of the course just lacking a bit. And here we go, second battle now between Gray and Saito. This time, car on the left, Ikuo Saito leading. Andrew Gray following. We go up through the gears, down the front straight. Initiating very early for both of them.
Oh.
Massive angle, and that's Andrew Gray. Big mistake from Andrew Gray in the follow. Throwing it a bit too hard, maybe underestimating the amount of speed Ikuo Saito would go into that corner with. So one way, one way, one more time. Oh, Ikuo Saito knocking out the 2016 champion Andrew Gray. Okay, our next one here, last battle of the top 16 between Sheng Nian and Toshiharu Kazama. Kazama being the Kazama Auto Kazama. 2JZ S15 build for him. 2JZ, JZ100 for Sheng Nian. It's going to be an interesting battle. Great entry there for Sheng Nian all the way out into the outer zone. Clip, Sheng Nian. Good lead run for him so far. Through the second inner clip, Toshiharu Kazama not really anywhere to be seen. So we're going to swap these two over. This time, Kazama will be leading, Sheng Nian will be following. So this car also a brand new build for Kazama. He's had a lot of experience in building 2JZ S15s in the past though, so it shouldn't have been too much of a stretch for him. And here we go, up through the gears, down the straight. Okay, good entry from both these guys. Bit of a straighten there from Kazama, slowing down, holding the drift. But right behind him, Sheng Nian, hard in the accelerator. Right up against the door over the finish line. Over the finish line. So I think it's a fairly obvious result for these three judges. 1, 2, 3. Sheng Nian moving on to the Great 8. From now on, it'd be a bit hard to choose a winner between a lot of these drivers. Our first battle of the Great 8. Taguchi versus Yamashita. Taguchi, yesterday's first place qualifier. He's been on fire all weekend. Here they come. Pretty early entry from Taguchi. Big, deep angle. But the following run from Yamashita, he's seen it all before. He's a very experienced driver. Not phased in the slightest bit. So this time Yamashita leading in the JZX100. We'll see if Taguchi can stay with him the entire way around. Here we go, second one now between Yamashita and Taguchi this time. Yamashita leading, so watch this entry. Very early, extremely early for both these guys, all the way out.
Whoa!
Taguchi right on the door of Yamashita. Round of applause from the judges up here. Door to door, you couldn't fit a gum wrapper between those two.
Well, if Taguchi does indeed get the win here, it will guarantee him at least third place because of his #1 qualification.
Oh, there you go. So already.
Whoa!
Okay. So the winner of that battle, Koichi Yamashita, 2 judges in favor of him. Also, I could sort of hear that Judge Lantain, also a little bit raspy in his voice too. So it's not just me. We're all working.
That was a weird start.
We're all working hard out this weekend. Working hard. These guys working hard too. Takahashi versus Semi Tanaka. There's a massive gap on that entry between these two.
If there was no flag on that, this may have been a situation where Semi kind of did that to himself.
Okay, here we go, second battle between the two this time. Semi Tanaka leading. Takahashi following. So watch Tanaka, lead car, he's going to swing in. Watch his entry, watch the amount of angle he gets here. Good inner clip from both these guys. He'll go flick back, second clip. Takahashi, a little bit of a stall there on the switchback. There's of course white wheels there on Semi Tanaka's car, nothing being hidden. But unfortunately for him, that's an unfortunate result for Semi Tanaka considering that second battle. But the winner in the green JZX100, Kazumi Takahashi, gets the win, as our Japanese commentators are saying. And we'll be moving on to the final 4. There you go. I actually watched that movie the other day for the first time in a long time. Great movie. All right, here we go. Masashi Yokoi versus Shinji Minowa. Minowa right on Yokoi's door. Both these cars right at the limit of mechanical. What you got to do is you can get these charge cards that you can use at all the convenience stores, so you don't need to end up with a whole bunch of 1-yen coins. I'll tell you about it later. Second battle now. Shinji Minowa, Yokoi. Whoa, contact between the two. But we're not stopping. Like I was just saying, Shinji Minowa, cool, calm and collected. Even when something like that happens, he's not going to bail out. Okay, so we have Ryan Lantain, judge, on the line.
So you could see on just before initiation that they actually touched tire to tire. There was a puff of smoke. So there was definitely contact. In the meeting, what we said was, and we've been saying this throughout all of FD Japan, the lead driver needs to have room to do their initiation. So it's up to the chase driver to give that lead driver the opportunity to do whatever initiation they want to do. So in that case, Yokoi would be deemed in the way of Minowa's initiation.
And to Minowa's credit, not being phased by that. Do we still say phased, or is that kind of a joke now?
Phased?
Yeah.
Like F-A-Z-D?
Yeah. Is that like a joke?
I'm fine with it.
You're fine with that? Okay, I was kind of like totally phased, broke, I don't know, some sort of thing. In drifting a while ago. Anyway, Sheng Nian, of course, Saito, here we go. Last battle of the great 8. Saito knocking out Shenyang's teammate Andy Gray in the previous battle, but seeming to have a little bit of trouble up against Shenyang in this battle. So this time, no such problems for Iko Saito. This time he's going to be leading. He's free to run how he likes.
Oh,
but Shenyang throwing it in really hard.
Yeah. Oh no!
Too much accelerator there for Shenyang. I mean, if he pulled that off,
Yeah.
I'd be on my feet right now. That was really good, but similar to what Andy Gray did in the previous battle against. It was almost similar. It was almost exactly the same thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So one more time. One in favor of Iko Saito, and another one more time. Here we go. It's the one more time final battle of the Great 8 between these two. Shenyang going hardcore. Iko Saito also a big body battle here as Suzuka Twin. Here's the entry.
Oh boy.
Oh, now how is that going to be judged? Shenyang also spinning out. Iko Saito coming into contact with the rear of Shenyang's car, throwing it very hard. Now look at the track. Look down at the track. You can see these huge black marks there from Iko Saito. Sliding in and hitting the barrier. The damage on his car doesn't look too bad at first glance.
So, according to at least Ryan's side, it will be an advantage down here in chase position.
Carry a lot of speed in the corner. We'll see what he can do this time. Watching from both these guys. For some reason, it looks like maybe Iko Saito's confidence has been shaken. Shenyang following him quite close behind all the way to the finish line. And what he did was get through the top 4. So Shenyang moving through. We only have a few battles to go before we find today's winner. All right, here we go. First battle between these two. Takahashi, left of screen, lead car. Yamashita following. Comes the entry. So lead run so far. Takahashi ticking all the boxes. Bumper, rear bumper over zone 1, over zone 2. Lead car on the left. Koichi Yamashita, otherwise known as Champ Yamashita. Lead car here up through the gears. Here comes the entry, very early entry from both these guys. Nice twin drift, very wide there for Takahashi. Managing to recover from that.
Well, if Yamashita wins here, that would automatically put Takahashi into 3rd place.
Okay.
Since Neon and Minowa are qualified 7th and 11th, respectively. So here we go.
Right, okay, so we have a result here between these two. One more time. One more time. So we have a one more time situation and one in favor of Koichi Yamashita. Yeah, I would tend to agree with that. Shenyang will be following on this run. So Shinji out in front. Shinji Minowa up through the gears, these two. Watch the entry. Extremely early entry for Shinji Minowa. Shenyang kind of shallow on the follow. Shinji Minowa powering away, keeping Shenyang at arm's distance for the second half of the course. So yeah, Saito also a really popular surname in Japan. It's not just Daigo. We go second battle now between Shenyang and Shinji Minowa. This time Shenyang leading.
Whoa.
Minowa very aggressive, following run. Shenyang playing the same game, that huge entry from him, but this time Shinji Minowa not falling for it. So great result there. So 1, 2, 3. So 0 bothers given there by Shinji Minowa on that follow run. Absolutely confident in every way. So one more time between Yamashita and Takahashi. And here we go this time. Takahashi once again in the first run leading, Yamashita following. So far, fairly even run. Bit of a shallow there for Yamashita in the following run, over just past inner clip number 1. All right, here we go. This battle will hopefully decide who goes into the final battle of the day up against Shinji Minowa. This time, Yamashita leading, Takahashi following.
Oh boy.
Takahashi's line failing a bit there. We can see they're falling back. So that was that little mistake, I think, is going to be the thing that separates these two on that run. Because we do have 2 runs to consider, and the judges have considered that. And the winner of that battle, Koichi Yamashita, Team Weld Work Wheels, will go through to the final battle up against Shinji Minowa. We have a serious battle ahead of us right now. Final fight between Shinji Minowa and Koichi Yamashita for first place at round 1 of Formula Drift Japan Series. We're about to begin. This is going to be good. Okay, there we go. Press the button. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Shinji Minowa leading on the left. Koichi Yamashita on the right. We got really early entry from both these guys. Huge angle, slows down a bit there. Shinji Minowa. So they've swapped positions. This may be your final battle of the day. Decider. Koichi Yamashita this time leading. Shinji Minowa following. All right, here we go. Yamashita leading the JZX100. Minowa in the Fair Lady following. Big angle from Yamashita, lead car. We've seen this before. We've seen this in the previous battles with Yamashita driving away, really balanced after inner clipping point 1 and 2. So in third place for round 1, Kazumi Takahashi.
He's kind of amped up.
Yeah, I'd imagine he would be. He was. I talked to him at Auto Salon and he showed me his car, which was there, and he was like, "I'm going to win with this car this year." So he was pretty amped up. And the winner of round 1 is
Can you translate?
No, he's saying the 2017 series, round 1.
Oh, he's doing Jared's thing?
Yeah. 2017 series, round 1. Winner is Koichi Yamashita. Teamwork, Team Weld. Round of applause for him. First time on the podium with this car. After being written off late last year at the last round in Okuibuki, back stronger than ever. And in second place today, taking nothing away from Shinji Minowa, the team boss. Potenza 350Z. Is it 3? Yeah, 350Z. Twin turbo V6 versus 2JZ versus 2JZ. So I believe that's the first time Koichi Yamashita has won here at Formula Drift Japan. How will he do next round? We'll have to wait and see. There he is there.